Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Tonight we're going to look at IntelliJ and how to create a live template that can actually help us when we develop. In this situation, it's HTML. There's one feature that I am missing right there. That is, if you're using Visual Studio, then you can press dot and then you can write something, and then you can press some keys. I don't know if it's tab or if it's control space or something like that. Then you will get a div block, and then you will get it with that class of whatever you actually wrote. So I would like to create the same for IntelliJ, and actually I've already done it, but let us go. This is my web project that I created. I've just thrown in a HTML file, and there's no content right now. I'm using SASS right now, so I'm using CSS right here, and this compiles all the time to a CSS file through the file watcher plugin that I installed earlier and showed you in another video. So, but first of all, let me just show you the file watcher once again right here. File watcher, I have this file watcher right here. It runs the SASS command, so it actually compiles the SASS into CSS all the time. And this is the command, and this is the argument, file name, and then CSS right there. But enough about that. Let us go to the live template. So if you write live templates in the top right here, then you go to live templates right here, and then you can choose for which type of file you want to create a live template. Right now, I want to create a live template for HTML. So that means I go down to HTML right here, and this is a live template that I've created. I've not, this is the abbreviation. That means what should I type to activate this. First I have a dot, this is a punctuation, and then I have a variable, and I can write whatever I want to write right here. This could be the class name or whatever. I can also rename it to class name like this. But then I also, of course, now down in my template text, which I have down here, I also need to write class name right here. And I can also press edit variables if I want to see my variables. And I don't want my variables to be set from some system property or something like that. I just want it to be set from the text itself. So that means that we create a div block like this, and then the cursor is actually being positioned inside the div block right there. Another thing, we can give it a description if you want to. I've named this div with class. We see that in the gray text up here in the live templates. And I want to reformat according to style. That means every time the live template has been used, then my file is being reformatted. I actually don't know what shortened FQ names means. I haven't read up on that, but that's okay. If you want to create a new one, this was an existing one that I just created, then you press the small plus sign over here in the right corner here, or you can also press Alt Insert in my situation. So I can press plus, and I can also create a new template group if I want to do that for certain file names. I can also create a new live template like this. And then I can, you can also see here no applicable context right now. I'll just remove it again, and then I'll keep my class name right here. So this is let us test it now. So now I have created it. Let us go to my HTML file right here. Now in my body, I would actually like to create, instead of just having this pink or purple, this purple site right here, I would actually like to have a page that has a header where it says my cool website, and then I would like to have my page divided into three portions: a left side with a menu, a middle side with a middle area with the content, and then a right side with the latest news or latest blog content or something like that. So let us just create that. So that means that before I had to write div and class name, class equals to blah blah blah. I had to do all this work before, but now I can write dot, and then I can write, for instance, I would like to create a grid. So I'm using grid. Then I press dot my grid, and then I press tab, and I can actually choose which button should activate the live template. I can choose that in the right here default, that is tab. So if you have no good reason for using another key, then just keep it at default tab. At least that's what I'm doing right here. So here, this is my grid. Inside my grid, I would like to have a top part right there. So this is my top, where it says my cool website, like this. And then I would like to have a left side. This should be the menu. This is the menu. And in here, I would like to have an unsorted list maybe. and some list items with home and all the places that we can go to. So that is my left side, and then in the middle I would like to have, so this is the content, or middle. So this is my content, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, like this. And then I can also press dots right here, and then tab again. And right over here I can see the latest news, something good, I hope. So now I have all my div blocks, and then I can go to my SASS files, CSS files. And here, then I can then start, and I can say .mygrid. And then I can say, yeah, then I got some output. That's because if I create any syntax errors in my SASS file, then the SASS program is still trying to convert it into CSS, but then it will fail, and then I will see the terminal, so or the console. So here, this is my grid, and in here I would like to add some stuff. I would like to have grids, column, template columns like this. So I want to have, how many columns do I want? I want 3 columns actually, right? So I want a small column, like one FR that's fragment, and then I want a middle fragment that takes up 2, twice as much as the first, and then I want a third column which is also 1 fragment, like this. So now I have 3 fragments. So I have 3 columns right now, and then I also want some rows. I want 2 rows. I want 1 row with my top, with my header. So I want, and there I want 20% of the view height. Then I want the rest, or 80% view height for the second parts. So that is my grid right there. Let us also give it another background so we can actually see the background color. It's yellow, and then the text color should be maybe brown. So that was my grid. Then I can continue. Let us just see how it looks now actually. So I'll just refresh. We have it all up in the top. The divs have not been laid out yet, and there is a reason for that, of course. And that is that I need to mention the top first right here, and then I need to say that my grid here, it should take all the columns. So I mean column ends should be 4. And the reason why it's not 3 is that because when you say end, then it actually counts from the back, or from the beginning of the next column. I have a good example of that actually right here. You can see right here we have this is from csstricks.com. If you first, we have the first, then we have this second column, then we have third, fourth, fifth, and then you can actually see when we are mentioning the end, then we need to go to. We actually need to add one compared to what we logically would actually think. There's a good example right here: grid start and grid end 2 and 5, and that means that it will actually end at. It will start at the second one, it will end at the 4th, including the 4th column, and that is the same that I'm doing right here. End 4th. Let us see how it looks like. Run again. So now I have my cool website on one line right there, and I forgot something. Display grid like this. Yeah, now it's a grid. So my cool website is in the top. I forgot to say where it should start, so I'll also do that. It should start at the first one. And let us see how it ends. My cool website, and we can also say that the top should have another background, just so that we can actually see what's going on. We can also say that it should have a border actually. Border, and then we can say red. Border box, is that the one? Okay, let us skip that. I'll just set the background right now. Background red, like this. So now it's red, and we can also set the color to white. So this is the text color white. Oh, I forgot a colon. And let us just set it to white all over. I will set it up here actually. White. So then we have red right there. Okay, and then we have the left side. Let us deal with the left side. Dot left. right here. That background could be something else again. Background, dark something, dark blue. And we could do the same with, just going to copy this, the middle and the right. Middle and the right there. Dark green and dark orange. Let us see how it looks now. So this is a website, right? We have one header and then we have 3 columns, one for the content, one for the menu, and one for some news. This is actually just what I want to show. I want to show you the live templates. I hope you got an idea of how awesome the live template feature is in IntelliJ. And yeah, you should not be scared to use it. It's actually quite easy. Now I can just write something. Have a great evening. I hope to see you again soon. And then I just create a class like that. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great evening. Hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.